This one's all about big toe, ankle, and hip mobility. The ankles and hips get a lot of love, but there isn't much out there, I don't think, for developing mobility in the toes. Why is this important? Because without big toe mobility, you can't get into tall kneeling, half kneeling, or any kind of split stance or split squat variations. So we spend a lot of time like this in jiu-jitsu, but one way that you can develop big toe mobility is just getting up on the balls of your feet, and then you're going to drive your knee down toward the ground and hang out here, which might be hard to see from that angle. So I'm up on the ball of my foot, my knee goes down onto the ground, and now you can see that I've kind of maxed the range of motion here in that big toe. Spend enough time here, that'll definitely help. You can also try raising your big toe up off the ground, which isn't particularly easy, but definitely worth working on. When it comes to ankle mobility, this is a huge limiting factor when it comes to squat variations. So you'll see the screen that we use right out the gate is just the basic ankle mobility screen. You take your fist and a thumb, put it up against the wall, and then from here in that half kneeling position, I'm going to drive my knee forward without lifting my heel up off the ground. So if my knee touches the wall, then I pass the screen. To develop a little bit more ankle mobility, you could do a couple different things. Number one would be, instead of driving straight forward, you're going to drive over the big toe. You can go straight forward. You can go out over the pinky toe. But then also, you want to make sure that your ankle is mobile side to side. So one way you can do that is just by kind of rocking onto the outside, obviously being careful not to go too fast. So we're just going side to side here, making sure my ankle can roll freely. You could also use, you see your typical like leg swing here. My ankle is having to move side to side. So that's one other way you can do it. For hip mobility, I love the 90-90 drill. So to set that up, you're just going to set up right here, knees at 90 degrees. I like to place one hand on the ankle, one hand on the knee, and then open my other knee as high as I can, get to the end range of motion, push a little bit more, and then from there, switch to the other side. Make sure that as you do this, your feet aren't slipping out. You want to kind of rotate about your heels. So again, hand on the ankle, hand on the knee. I'm going to raise my knee as high as I can. Kind of push that range of motion, and then from there, hop to the other side. In order to make that a little bit more advanced, you could do the 90-90 and then come up, squeeze the glutes, get as tall as you can, sit back down, pop to the other side. Same thing, up, squeeze the glutes. So now I'm in internal rotation on one side, external rotation on the other. That's not an exhaustive list, but it's definitely a good start if you need to improve your hip mobility.